All right, so the coin we are covering today is Algorand, which has been blasting off over the past 24 hours. It's up 12% from this time yesterday to exactly $2 per coin with a market cap of $12.2 billion. Now, if you remember from last week's podcast, we mentioned anytime algo is below 10 billion, it is a screaming buy in our books. Obviously, not financial advice, though. Not a financial advisor, do your own homework, etc., etc. But our belief is Algorand is still undervalued, even at these levels. It's definitely bumping up against short-term resistance and RSI and Bollinger Band levels. May signal it could be overbought in the short term. So, it could be smart to wait and see if it pulls back to a better entry point. But long term, Algo is a great buy at just about any price, in my opinion. We've had a boost in awareness lately, which has been huge, in terms of positive PR. And I imagine that has something to do with our friend Michael Arrington protecting his $300 million bag and investment into the Algorand ecosystem. So those days, hopefully of poor coverage are over. Fingers crossed. Because Arrington, he is a PR genius, so I don't see the Algorand developments not being noticed by the major outlets moving forward. And we definitely had a big one recently with the launch of the Algorand Virtual Machine, or AVM for short. This will be huge for developer adoption and help Algo be more in line with that of the other networks and blockchains. Essentially, a much needed backup upgrade that will give Algo smart contracts a huge performance boost and make it easier for new developers to develop dApps on top of the chain and just further and further grow the ecosystem. And speaking of ecosystem growth, Algo has just surpassed 13.5 million wallet addresses currently. As of this recording, we are at 13.7 million wallet addresses, which is just huge. Come a very, very long way in a short amount of time here. And the AVM release cannot be understated how hugely bullish this could be for Algorand's growth. This brings it much closer to that mental model that developers in the space are used to. And getting developers to be able to write code faster is key to Algo's growth in DeFi and all the other categories. AVM just simplifies smart contracts for escrow payments hugely, which will be fantastic for the growing category of real estate projects building on top of Algorand right now. It also improves all the kind of complex math underpinning other DeFi applications, which is much too complicated for my little brain. But that has been one of the pain points developers have brought up to the team. And it was interesting. Chief Product Officer Paul Regal hinted on a recent call that upcoming rollouts will 10 to 40 fold increase performance at a minimum for those developers, which I think is just hugely important. So, streamlining those new developers coming on board, especially with the influx of the $300 million from Arrington Capital, $100 million from Scaramucci, and other investments to boost the Algorand ecosystem. I think having that mental model that developers are used to with EVM chains and elsewhere within the ecosystem, I think is just very bullish for the development, and one thing that's been holding Algorand back. But yeah, all steam ahead, or all all systems go, whatever the saying is. We think Algorand could potentially 2 to 3x here before the end of the year if everything goes as planned and the growth of the ecosystem continues to be supercharged by these rollouts and upgrades. But yeah, I think it's of all the news that's come out, I think this could be the most bullish of all. And could really propel Algorand to that next level. I think Algorand is a top 20 coin, in my opinion. And I think we're gonna test those top 10 levels fairly soon. Fingers crossed. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the AVM upgrade and all the other developments going on in the Algorand ecosystem. Let me know your price predictions if they align with mine for the end of the year within the next 2 months. But yeah, I think we certainly could see a 2x. But if Bitcoin crashes, who the heck knows? But yeah, give us those price predictions down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, and if you could give us a like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Any little bit helps. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, if you could give us a review on the podcast side of things, that would be fantastic. And if you guys want to use or check out BlockFi, use that link down below to get up to $250 worth of free Bitcoin when you sign up with BlockFi. We love BlockFi, love working with those guys. APYs on USD is up to 8.5% now for the stable coins, which just absolutely destroys traditional banking. And is 4.5%, I think, for Bitcoin right now, and 5% for Ethereum. And they got basic attention token, Uniswap, and a whole lot of others. Hopefully, they'll get Algorand soon. But we will see. And but anyway, that's our coin analysis for today. We will be back tomorrow with another coin analysis for you guys. All right. Have a good rest of your Monday. Bye bye.